Welcome back to the sick week build of the 4G63 swapped MR2. So it is a 7-bolt 4G63, have a 2.3 liter stroker being built for it. It'll have a bolt-on force performance / Zona rotor turbo, E85, automatic transmission, and should be a lot of fun. So my wife and I are planning on driving this from Indiana to Florida to participate in Sick Week. Unfortunately, won't have a cage to do any quicker classes for safety, NHRA rules, but it's gonna be fun. So our subscriptions are free, likes are free, comments are free. So do all of those. Right now I'm working on axle, so it's fun. What I'm trying to do is to get a cost-effective way, replaceable, even if it's on the road, without having to have actual custom axles. So what I'm doing is a trick that I learned from my 4G Swap 3000 GT days of customizing axles using stock components. So this is a Toyota RAV4 axle, selected because the hub diameter and spline from the MR2 matches the RAV4, and it's as short of Toyota axle as I could find, because I do need to keep the length short to fit. Now this is actually from a Mitsubishi Eclipse automatic. So are those, and so is that. That's the wrong spline. And then I have other axles, tried all kinds of ones. But what you do is you take, let's see, I think this one here. Yes, that one there is from the RAV4. So remove the bands, remove that. Then what you're left with is this. This one, same length, same spline to go into the axle, but it doesn't fit because the 3 balls on this joint are too big. However, this one does fit. So the only thing I have to do is, this one has a different rubber boot, so I need to remove that rubber boot, put it on here, and from the measurements, it should fit. And I already did that on the driver's side. It's a little bit different inner cup because it's a female connection into the male intermediate shaft, but it fits. And it's at full droop now. Everything fits. I jacked it up to where it was straight, which would be the shortest axle distance, and it still has about a 1/2 inch of plunge available, so it won't bottom out. It's just short enough, and it works. So that was, again, Toyota RAV4 axle and Mitsubishi inner cup. So next is to do that one and confirm that it also fits. Slight distraction from axles because my wrist hurts too bad to mess with it. But I did mess with the cable. So that is a TCI Outlaw shifter, TCI 10-foot cable, and that's in park, reverse, and put it all the way back in first, it doesn't really matter, or drive, because this is electronically controlled. And we'll see if I just connected that, but that's drive, which is drive on here, and then first on here is actually second on here, which still means drive to the transmission, and then it's all electronically controlled. But I tested by moving this in and slipping this out, which I have now pinned, but it all works. So what you have to do is you put it in park, make sure you can slide this out, put it back in, put it in drive, make sure you can still slide it out and put it back in, and I can do that. Took a little messing with length here. I had to bend the bracket a little bit, but this is a Morrison Fabrications bracket. So they make this bracket and this one to hold B&M or TCI style cable for their shifters. So it works. They also make really cool exhaust manifolds for Evos and DSMs and probably other stuff too. But done. Another axle built. One-handed. So I need to just unbolt the hub, the knuckle, not hub, and do the knuckle so I can drop this all down, give enough room to slip that in and make sure it fits. And then I'm actually thinking about putting the rear wheels back on and setting it on the ground just so I could see it on the ground with the motor in it. Don't see the harm in doing that other than wasting some time, because I'll just have to put it right back up again. Sad face. Unfortunately, my Google may have failed me, or part numbers may have failed me. I ordered the wrong thing. But my elation of axles working is wrong. See if I can make it do it. It's skipping a little bit. There it goes. I noticed it on the other side first because it doesn't catch at all. This side catches a little bit. I counted the splines, 26, supposedly what I need, but maybe again Google failed. And again, RAV4 axles supposedly work, which they're the perfect length. So I got to figure this out because they don't catch the splines in the hub well enough. So back to Google, or comment below if you guys have an idea of why I screwed up. But very disappointing to think I have this solved, perfect length, and then now potentially have to go back to the drawing board. The splines are long enough. The ABS ring isn't in the way, even though I'm not going to use it. It just literally, it just spins in the hub. So next task, I guess, is I'm going to start counting splines in there. Maybe it's, so that's a 26. Maybe that's a 27. I don't know. I thought there was 26, and Google says for swaps, a lot of guys use these. So who knows? I'll figure it out. But man, perfect length. Perfect. Well, additional Googleage, and figured out that turbo splines are 30 spline, non-turbo spline are 26 spline. So that's the difference. And interestingly, all the parts stores, when you put in turbo, they pull up 26 spline axles. So the parts store guys, AutoZone, O'Reilly, blah, 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 they all have it wrong. Now, is what it is. So I ended up buying non-turbo hubs and bearings. It's not ideal because 26 is a smaller diameter than the 30 spline, but it'll have to be good enough for now until I figure out another option, because this is the quickest way to get this thing ready for sick week. So that's what we're gonna go with, and figure out stronger stuff later if needed. All right, we have the NA non-turbo hubs in, and I got some ARP studs. So gonna be pressing out the studs and putting in ARP extended. But let's just check this here real quick. There we go. Fits nice and tight, unlike the turbo hubs. So it is a bit of a downgrade going from 30 spline to
26 spline. So at some point we'll need to figure out axles that'll work with this, or even stronger, but this will work for now to get it running. Woo. There we go. One down. Well, I haven't pressed in, but it was a fail. I don't know if you can see that, but it deformed it so much that they are no longer straight and do not fit. So I reinstalled, well, so this is ruined, awesome. But the other one, I'd already pressed out the studs, pressed the stock ones back in, and fits just fine. So I guess I don't know what to do other than to buy another one of these, at least run standard length. I mean, there is enough thread, but it would be better if I could run open lug nuts and just get them a little bit longer. Basically came just under fully through with these wheels, but if I get some other wheels, I was concerned might not be enough if there's more pad material there. So that was the thought with the extended studs, but I guess not. We'll just go with this for now. And I need to order another hub. I ordered these from Prime, MR2, and then this was ordered separately because Prime didn't have them in stock. But it was the same part number, and what I found is that in hindsight, I measured one that was unused, and the shoulder here is a couple millimeter more than the ones that I had removed. So it's possible, you know, this crushed down a little bit, but it definitely was not easy to get these in. So I guess it was just a little too interference. Another option would be to open this hole up a little bit, but I'm not really liking the idea of that either. So abandon this, try to send those back, and order another one of these. That'll probably end this video. The joys of modifying cars. Bolt-ons never bolt on. So that is what it is, and we'll keep at it.